I think for a lot of us, when we picture Africa in our minds, we think of the wildlife, elephants and rhinos, lions and zebras. But after our visit, what really impresses me the most are the people. Just absolutely beautiful people. It was easy to get a sense of their passion for life, and we experienced that in their hospitality towards us. The most powerful examples by far were the children.
When we pulled into the school, the children were outside. They were running around, playing, dancing, singing. The atmosphere was something that really took me by surprise. We sat in on a math class, and the teacher, as he stood in front of the class at the chalkboard, I looked around and noticed all of the children were glued to every word that he said, and they were really focused on everything he was teaching.
This teacher was so soft-spoken but respected, so respected. He didn't have to demand attention, and you could see with the eagerness they would be, who's got the answer? Hands up everywhere, everywhere.
As we sat in the classroom and got to experience what it was like to be at a school that was provided by World Vision, and the children were directly receiving that benefit.
My family sponsors several World Vision kids, but my wife Candace and I have been sponsoring Baba Yetu since he was just a little bitty guy. So I was really nervous and really excited to finally get to meet him in person. He is just the sweetest boy. I mean, he's like any other kid. He loves playing soccer with his friends at school. He works really hard and is a really good student. He lives quite a way away from school, so he literally walks 2 miles each way every day to and from school. And after a long walk home, he goes to the field to take care of the goats until it's dark. Getting to be where he lives and meet his family was such an awesome once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I was so humbled by how well they treated us. I mean, these people literally live in the dirt and have next to nothing, but they were so willing to share what they had with us and just to roll out the red carpet, so to speak, with what they had. And in their poverty, they threw us a party. I mean, they gave us gifts. I couldn't help but think for a minute that if the roles were reversed and they lived in America and they had the resources that we have, maybe there wouldn't be the kind of need that we see here in their part of the world at all.
I didn't really know what that was going to be like to just actually stick a hand out to someone that was on a pamphlet and on a fridge. To actually, that physical contact of, and he wanted to hold my hand on the way back to see all his people, and it's like, that's awesome. He just grabbed my hand, I'm taking you to see my folks. This little kid is just like, he can't wait to show me. Just the opportunity to play. I mean, this is real life. I mean, I've got a daughter, I've got a son. I know what it's like to get in the backyard and play. Throw the football to him and watch him catch it so great, throw it so great, and we could be in that yard playing ball even right now,
It was great to see the different ways the World Vision impacted communities. We visited a small farm that had a ditch system built that allowed water from a constant water source to flow into these fields that are very prone to drought and allow these farmers to yield higher amounts of corn than they would have been able to before. It actually was the healthiest corn that we had seen in our entire journey.
That'll do your heart good anytime you hear just kids laughing. It's one of my favorite things. I have a 7-year-old girl at home and a 4-year-old girl. That's my favorite thing to come home to, is laughing. How are you doing, Miss Sarah? Can I have a hug? So good to see you. You know that? Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. When she came up and hugged my neck today, there's nowhere else I'd rather been in the world, man. Especially as a dad, man, just to see the look in her eyes and just the big, you didn't need words at that point, you know what I mean? It was amazing. Knowing that Sarah had a sister, and I did take a few things for Sarah's sister, but I had no idea there'd be 35 or 40 other kids, standing around when that happened, man. And no matter, I could have brought 100 backpacks today, you know what I mean? And that's just an eye-opener,
Our trip to Tanzania happened to coincide with us trying to finish our record. We were working on a song called Overwhelmed that had really started to take on a larger-than-life sound. As we were thinking of how to finish the song, we had the idea of adding a kids choir to it. It's really neat to think about these kids in Africa singing on this song. It's a song that is a worship song, and it's a song that when we play it live, we'll incorporate their voices into it, and it's something that will always be a constant reminder of our trip and our experience with them.
Knowing that for the cost of a child's sponsorship, my family and I get to help provide so many things that he and his family wouldn't otherwise have has become one of the most important things in our whole life now.
It's the whether or not we're willing to be a part of something big. I believe God will use other people if we're not willing. So the big opportunity is we can be used. He'll pass on to someone else that's more of a willing vessel, but wow, what a chance to be a part of that.